Good morning. I don't know what kind of terrific things you've done in your life up to this point, but clearly your karma's in balance if you found yourself on my channel. I'm your host, Gabriel, and this is how the US government got away with nearly 50 years of conducting illegal radiation experiments on Black Americans. Or as I like to call it, how to get away with poisoning Black Americans. One of the earliest cases of racially targeted radiation poisoning in the United States was on April 10th, 1945, in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where a man named Ed Cade had suffered a severe accident resulting in multiple fractures in almost all his bones. Cade was then admitted to a military hospital in the Manhattan Engineer District, where he was then injected with massive doses of plutonium by hospital physicians, 41 times the normal lifetime exposure. Doctors and physicians believed that despite Cade being in peak health prior to the accident, that he would not survive his injuries. And so they sought to capitalize on the situation and conduct an unethical radiation experiment. However, after the experiments, Cade was able to slip out of the hospital without notice, where he returned to his home in North Carolina, where he would pass away 8 years later from heart disease, supposedly unrelated to the experiments. Despite it being pretty easy to point the finger at unspecified US hospitals and doctors to place the blame, there are a few unusual suspects to be named. From physicians turning prison grounds radioactive from Oregon State Penitentiary, to doctors at college universities in Nashville and Chicago who have poisoned unsuspecting students and women-bearing children. However, the Kaiser Soze behind all these horrific acts across the United States was none other than the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission, otherwise known as the AEC. Between 1944 and 1994, this organization contracted and supported the hospitals to conduct illegal research on the effects of radiation on human subjects, usually Black patients, or in this case, victims. Information about the conduct of the organization remained a secret for so long due to their victims never knowing that they were poisoned, and from the fact that doctors only referred to their victims in coded messages. Also, at the peak of the organization's depravity, and with support of the Quaker Oats Company, they fed radioactive oatmeal to orphan children at the Fernald School in Massachusetts in a project called Operation Sunshine. Yeah, there are a lot of layers of fucked up right here. There are other accounts of the AEC's conduct on radiation experiments on Black men, women, and even soldiers. However, all other accounts seem kind of light in comparison to the organization getting away with giving radioactive oatmeal to orphan children and then having the audacity to call the Operation Sunshine. If you want a more nerdy, in-depth account of some of the horrors done to Black Americans in the name of medical science, then check out this book by Harriet A. Washington called Medical Apartheid. I'm your host, Gabriel, and thank you for watching Lucky Blerd's Lucky JK Conspiracies, Grim Origins of the Medical Field, How to Get Away with Radiation Poisoning of Black Americans. Later, dudes.